So we start a new game. And be ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. And we're off and running. So we're gonna skip this story immediately.
Okay.
None of this story. So basically, Frogger's grandfather has invited him to an archaeological dig site.
He has a grandfather, got it.
Yes. And so he's traveled with Griffith on his way over to meet up with him at the dig site.
Well, I don't disapprove of your choice of name of Captain Falcon. I'm pretty sure based on his name, he's supposed to be a griffin.
Yeah. His name is Griffith, and he is
Okay, here's a
sort
key.
of
Here's a thing.
And we go to select to look at that memo, and we have to go over here, get the site pass. Now we can go to the dig site, which is right over here. This is where his grandfather, Phineas, is supposed to be.
A frog with the name Phineas. Har har.
Yes. Do you have a pass? Yes. Alright, so I'm playing with the stock controller right now for the Retron, which is garbage, but I couldn't get the original SNES controller to work with it for some reason, so I'm kind of stuck with this, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm just gonna have to get a little bit used to it. Also, I'm playing this in widescreen on my television, which is a little different.
I noticed.
I'm gonna be mashing L a lot, because that skips all the dialogue. Okay, this is Eric Von Weasel. He is a weasel, and he's the bad guy. So he's coming to talk to Frogger about meeting Phineas. And these are his lackeys. He's looking for what's called the O part, which is...
I know what an O part is.
Really?
Well, U part is kind of a...
Here's the
it's in terms of Japanese culture, the whole thing idea of U part is like an occult relic or so on and so forth, and it's basically just it's called as such because after a while the whole concept of an occult interest in items is just like a portmanteau, I suppose, of just being a newbie of a kind of an otaku related subject matter.
I see. So anyway, we got the round relic. Now we're going to go to Dusty, who's the handyman of the town. He's right up here at the top. We can go ahead and have a quick chat. Here's the library and the fountain. It's a rather nice town. It's called Kaboti. K-A-B-O-H-T-I. So we're going to talk to him. He's going to fix it up and give us the O part, which is, if you turn toward the beginning of the manual here, you'll find it's something artifact it stands for. So here he is. He asks for payment, and we don't have any curia, which is the currency in this town. So we have to go get a toolbox from the basement as a favor. You have to skip all of this dialogue.
Anyways, there's actually a series written by the creator... let me rephrase that. There was actually a series written by the brother of the creator of Naruto.
Oh, yeah?
Called O parts. So, you know, when we first saw it, it's just like, wow, this artwork is it looks very derivative of Naruto. But, in fact, it was... In fact, there's a reason for that. It's because they were twin brothers. They both went into manga. Now, I actually got to say, I kind of liked the series itself. Started off with this, like, 10-year-old little boy who's just a lot. It started off with this 14, 15-year-old girl that's an adventurer, just going around exploring everything. And with her, and she just took after her father, who was also an explorer. So she was a clever person because she took after her father. Only thing she had to remember of her father, however, was a ruby necklace that she got from him.
I see.
Which, by the way, she was named after. Her name is Ruby. Okay. Anyway, so she's climbing to the top of the mountain and just fantasizing, man, I kind of wish I was a guy at the moment because it's probably really fun to pee off the top of this thing. And then she gets peed on by a boy that happened to be standing on top of a monument that was even above hers.
Cool story, bro.
Haha. And that's how they met. So basically, they start traveling together. She hates him at first, but then he beats the crap out of a giant monster that was about to eat her. So it starts out very Dragon Ball-esque.
Okay, so this is our first real level right here. This is Cave 1. And the nice thing about this game, as opposed to Adventures, is that when you fall, you don't die. Because you have a life meter in this game. And so you just need to escape a mini level.
Oh, a mini level.
Instead of, yeah. And then you go back to your checkpoint.
Okay.
So that's the first level right there. You find memos from your grandpa Phineas on the ground all over the place.
Lucky that you're the first to find them each time.
Yeah, no kidding. And there are 5 in the game in total. After the memos are all gone, which is about 40% through the game, then you have to find other mechanics, like finding Opart relics to move the story along. So Leona has to translate the memos. And now you have to talk to Mohan, the merchant. He's a comically bad merchant. Right here, the shop owner. Whenever he's not closed, he's trying to sell you expensive furniture, and he's only useful once in the story, which is when he asks you to get the Crest of Poseidon, which angers the river gods, and causes you to literally unleash Leviathan.
Which doesn't make sense considering Poseidon is the god of the sea.
Right. So now we need to talk to Mr. Shasta, excuse me, Antoniui. It's an in-joke. And get a ride down to the river. He's going to ask for 5 curio as a toll, so that's why we collected those 5 curio. And now this is our second real level. Right here. And we're off. And forgive me if my controller is clicking in the microphone. I plan to replace this as soon as possible. Because it is a piece of garbage.
Man, the giant bugs are just such an issue in Frogger's world.
Not the bees!
And, like, moving toadstools?
Yeah. In the official lore, these purple mushrooms are both attracted to red and blue mushrooms, and they're confused, so they keep going back and forth to both of them. Mm-hmm. If they're purple, then they're attracted to red and blue, then.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's why they keep going back and forth. So here's our next little checkpoint.
Can't you just eat those fish?
No, unfortunately. I could damage boost through them, but that's a little bit risky.
And of course, the classic, classic Frogger.
Oh, yes. So I am still getting a feel for this controller. This is the first full run of any game that I've done on this controller.
It's playing fine so far.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that that's the log that trolls you and doesn't show up. So... And by the way, the O part gives you 8 different abilities in total in this game. I only have the first one, which is the Super Hop. Mm-hmm. But as you progress, you'll find relics like these, which you can take to Dusty, and he'll install them for you for a price. Mm-hmm. This one's going to be 15 curio. Since we have 16, we are good.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, back on that subject matter of that other series, O-Parts, or U-Parts, whatever you want to call them. Mm-hmm. So all U-Parts were basically just relics from old civilization that if you were able to activate them, they gave you some crazy dang powers. Mm-hmm. So if you could use them, that means you were called an Opt, an O-Part technician.
I see.
So, or operator, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Operators have the ability to release a certain weird kind of gas out of their body that would be absorbed into the O-Part to activate its ability.
Mm-hmm. So we have flashlight now, so we can go deeper into the caves.
Neat.
I'm going to assign that to the B button because it needs to be assigned to a button in order to work. Yeah. Even though you can't turn it on and off, it's just a passive ability. One of 2 that we're going to be getting in this run.
Already?
Well, I'm messing up everything. There we go.
Nice. So the main character was an Opt. That would be the little boy. I think his name was Geofried. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he's a 10-year-old kid, and all he wants to do is conquer the world. Why? Personal reasons.
I don't remember where I go.
Well, that way's not great. Anyways, so he had an O-Part where he had a boomerang that would any energy or force you put into it would be doubled by it. So so it's a boomerang, which so you throw it and it has a set amount of force, but it would come back with twice the amount of force because that's how it functioned. Mm-hmm. any energy put into it. However, it was able to double that as well. Then later they find this random monster bad guy. He's got a gun that fires infinitely because it uses water as a weapon. He can even control the water with a little bit more panache to it and make it so that it would condense into a huge bubble of water that would stick around someone's head.
I see.
So naturally, the trick to it was trying to drown you.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work on main character because, well, he drank the water.
A little bit Luffy-esque there.
A bit Luffy-esque, yeah. Anywho.
And there's the end of the caves. This is supposed to be a maze, by the way, but if you memorize the pattern, it's actually a very short level. So now we have a memo and an earthquake to deal with.
Oh, well, lovely.
Yes. And by the way, if you could go into the Dropbox on my computer over there, I have the entire list of notes, which I may or may not need for this run.
Dropbox, where is that?
Just go on to any Windows Explorer and click the Dropbox thing on the side.
Windows Explorer?
Yeah, just like the file folders. So now we need to talk to 3 people. One is the librarian's assistant right here. Yeah, go into Speedrun. And make sure not to hit spacebar or anything, because that would stop the timer and that would be bad.
I'll do what I can. Okay.
And just go in there, Speedrun, and then Notes. And I have a quick reference guide for who to talk to and when, which I may or may not need because I'm not sure.
Sheets. Below the fog, Speedrun notes. Frogger's Journey quick reference sheet.
Yeah, go ahead and open that up really quickly. Oh man, I'm forgetting to talk to Leona. There we go. I liken this to driving while drunk or texting because you cannot do it. I'm trying to work technical difficulties over here and I'm trying to speedrun at the same time. Okay, this is the first boss, so you have that up?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, thank you. So this is the first boss. It is literally just a giant bear.
Wearing a tiger skin, swinging around a bone club.
Yes. So all you have to do is wait this guy out. He has 3 phases, or 3 cycles, with 3 phases each. So the first one is just bats, and then you have to do a little bit of effort here to avoid
so
these,
basically
but not
avoid
much.
him forever. That's not the worst boss I've ever seen you have to tackle.
Yeah, so, and there's actually a very reasonable difficulty curve in this game. So yeah, this is what he does. He releases bats, and then he releases stalactites, and then destroys a little bit of the floor. So I'm guessing that you probably know how he's gonna end up doing himself in, right?
He's gonna destroy doing himself in by the same way Clayton did. He's just gonna get rid of his own footing.
There you go. So that's what we need to wait for him to do. And safe spot. Ah, this is fun. Gotta move. But not very fast. This is supposed to send you into a blind panic, you know. And find a good floor. And that's it. I love this guy because look at this. He screams, "No!" And this is a relic. It was worth taking the extra second to show you that.
That was silly.
Mm-hmm. Wow! Relic. So now we need to go to, nope, not this level. We need to go to Cave 1 and farm 20 curio. Because Dusty is going to be charging 20 curio, and it's a lot faster to just get it now, instead of having to backtrack.
So in and out, grab the coins.
Mm-hmm.
I love cheap methods of grinding.
Don't you? So now we go to Dusty. General rule of thumb in this game, if you get a memo, go to Leona. If you get a relic, go to Dusty.
That seems easy enough to follow.
Mm-hmm. And he's in different place each time, so you have to kind of watch out for that. 20 curio. Here we go. And this will give us the Mega Claw, which will allow us to grab blocks and pull them toward us, kind of like in Frog's Adventures 2. If you recall that.
I remember.
And it'll also let you grab coins and things from a longer distance. So with this, we are going to...
It's basically your tongue.
Farm more curio. Yes.
Alright, so... Samurai Jack's coming out in a month or so. Around the same time as the
really?
Switch and the new Zelda game. I'm excited. I really liked Samurai Jack when I was a kid. So we just need more curio for more stuff.
It's slightly faster to farm with the Mega Claw, which is why we left before getting all 150 curio we need.
We need 150 curio for the rest of the game?
Yes, we do. But once we reach the second level of the pyramids, we're set for life. Because it is a treasure trove in there.
Okie dokie. I gotta say, that's really funny, actually.
Yeah, wait till you see some of Opart's other abilities. They look really silly. So let me go ahead and run through what you have to look forward to in this run. You have a giant fish. You have Atlantis. You have a bunch of ninja squirrels. You have 10 solid minutes of block pushing puzzles. And, sorry, what you have to look forward to, not what you have to dread. And, you have an underwater mansion. You have a giant jellyfish whose official name is Blob. So, that's kind of the gist of it. And honestly, I gotta say, this controller isn't terrible. Because I'm using the stock Hyperkin right now. And by the way, if there's anyone in chat, I can't read the chat right now because it's way over there and I'm playing in front of the television, so...
I can scooch over and watch it, but I wouldn't be able to focus on this.
Right. Maybe you could go over there and just pull it up, so we can see if there's any new messages.
Oh boy, this is a fun combination of things to look at on your screen.
No kidding.
Okay. Boop. Nope, we're still talking to the void.
Alrighty.
Oh, isn't that fun?
I will be submitting this to speedrun.com though, so we won't have absolutely no one to talk to. Whoever watches that run will hear us speaking right now. So hello!
Great visitor from beyond.
Yes. This is where people would read donations at a GDQ or something while I'm doing this. So I'm almost finished farming. Need a couple more of those runs. So we're gonna need to go to Leona now. And then to Mohan, and then to Leona, then to Mohan. Because we need to figure out... By the way, Leona found the memo while she was cleaning out the...
Oh, well, how nice.
Yeah, cleaning out Phineas's apartment.
How nice the fact that the memos aren't out of order, that when you find them or you receive them.
Isn't it swell? Yeah, so now Mohan wants us to find the crest of Poseidon. But we're not going to do that just yet. First we have to talk to Leon again. And by this time she's translated the memo. And apparently Phineas is now in the pyramids. So we have to go to the pyramids, but we don't know anyone who will go to the pyramids. Until we talk to Mohan again. He has a camel, but he won't let us use the camel until he has the crest of Poseidon. So now we have to go further up the river, which means back to Antinui. He's gonna charge us 20 curio. Going back to the river.
Man, you just move around all the place.
Oh yeah, since we've already equipped the claw, we don't need to go back into this menu, we can just do that. Very handy. I'm going to be doing a lot of damage boosting, and it's going to get scary. Well, yeah, see, it's going to get scary. And it does take a while for you to get back to where you were. So each death is going to be a little bit bad. Of course, dying is bad in general, but in this case particularly, I can wait this one out. Here we go. Not the bees! And this is full of secret passageways under trees. Boost. I love the sound that the mushrooms make. Okay, that was a misinput on the controller's part. So I'm definitely gonna get this controller swapped out as soon as possible. I don't think I can play Frogger's Adventures on this one, because it keeps doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab those bananas for safety. Bananas restore you to full health, by the way.
Yeah, I figured they seemed larger.
Mm-hmm. And they make a better noise. We don't need all the curio here because we did get a good safety cushion, but if it's right there, you may as well grab them. I like these controls because they flow into everything. Because you can even chain a super hop into a super hop, which you cannot do in Frog's Adventures, I know for a fact. By the way, fun fact, okay, we're gonna go to Mohan and we're gonna go straight to the pyramids now. Fun fact, Frog's Adventures and Frogger's Journey were both made by the same division of Konami, whereas Frogger's Adventures 2 was made by a different division. Which is why it controls so wildly differently. Okay, now Mohan is going to be thrilled about the crest, and then he's like, oh yeah, you need to go to the pyramid, so let's go ahead and go. He's a rough camel, so he's going to be a bit seasick when we get off. Here we go.
By the way, and if anyone's curious as to why I'm not saying much, it's mostly because I'm sure WinnerBit here has plenty to say about the subject matter.
Oh, I do. And this is perfect paced game for being able to describe everything as it happens, so kind of want to take advantage of the fact that this, for one, is my first run on Speedrun.com in this game. And just lay it all out, you know. Now these work the same way as the conveyors in Frogger's Adventures, whereas if you just keep moving, it doesn't matter that they're trying to move you, because you'll stay in the same place. That's one thing they got rid of in this game, as opposed to Frog's Adventures. You don't snap to a grid until you stop for a second. So it makes platform jumps a little trickier. I don't like the shoulder buttons on this controller very much at all. They're really stiff. I'm not completely sure if I've pressed it or not. And to have to give these pusher things a little extra beat. Because if you try to jump a little bit early, you will run face first into them and get pushed off. There we go. So that's layer 1. Each layer is slightly smaller, of course, since it's a pyramid. There are 3 layers in this level. This is layer 2. Get that swag money. Oh yeah. Okay, damage boost time. This is gonna get scary. Can't make it. Okay, I messed up the damage boosting a little bit, but at least we have a safety cushion. Oh, which I am losing. This is the worst part. We made it. And we're back to full health.
Nice.
There we go. Last room. I'm gonna go ahead and get this for safety's sake. I don't really need it because I'm right here. Here we go. And now we find a relic in this chest. But we can't install it until we fix what's happening in Kaboti as we speak. Look at this stormy weather. That's awful. So now we have to talk to a few people. Here's Mohan running around freaking out. This marks the only occasion where we have to donate to the library to progress.
But you can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, he gives you hints in exchange for curio. So we have to learn that information and then talk to this fella. This is the only time we'll talk to this fountain guy. And go into townhouse. We're going to visit the townhouse a lot when we need to progress like this. So now Frogger prompts you to talk to Mohan about this, and that's just what we're going to do. We're going to talk to him twice since we didn't talk to him on the way in. Hey, what's up, man? So he tells you that about the legend of the Leviathan. So now you had to go down to Antonui. And he'll give you a free ride since it's an emergency. How swell. There is a way to quick kill this guy. Look at this guy. Listen. This is the derpiest dude.
Only had a toaster to drop in there.
Right. So I have to be kind of wily with him. I unfortunately missed that quick kill. There is a way to quick kill him. You kind of have to do a song and dance with him too. Because if you stand too close for too long, he will shoot a little lightning bolt at you.
Okay, so maybe electricity isn't the way to go.
Yeah, no. I mean, this fish is the master of electricity for some reason. And he's dead.
Oh boy, snacks.
So that was almost a quick kill.
Who's hungry?
And we have a memo, so now we need to drop the memo off and then go have Dusty install our new O-part. And also, since I'm doing a marathon version of this speedrun, now is the time we go to Mohan and give him the only other thing he's useful for, which is an extra heart container. So you have to remember to haggle for it like that, so you don't pay 100 curio and have to farm again. So now we have 5 hearts instead of 4, which means we can take things a little more dangerously. So now he's going to charge us a little bit more money since times are rough. After this, we need to go back to Leona, who will tell us about the legend of Atlantis. For some reason. And then we have to go there. Because the memo says Phineas went to Atlantis. Leona apparently was once a part of a long race of people who lived underwater. Or people, what am I saying? Species who lived underwater. Need to take this information to Antonioi, who will take us to his fishing spot, which is right next to the next to Atlantis for some reason. There we go. So, okay. So anyway, Leona was a part of a long-standing race of creatures who lived in Atlantis.
Okay.
And we can damage boost a lot here. This is actually a very short level if you know where to go. And so yeah, her homeland, Atlantis, got taken over and destroyed by a monster that we're going to fight later. Because Leona asked us to. Which takes us completely out of the way of our task. But nevertheless, we do it anyway, because we'll do anything for you, Leona, as Frogger says later. So now we can just go right through this guy, because here comes the end. And that's it. See, that was a very short level. So now we have a new relic. We are going to, of course, go to Dusty. There we go. And Frogger keeps prompting us to tell Leona the news about Atlantis, but we never will. We're just gonna move on, because it is not part of the story.
Not our problem.
Nope. Hey Dusty, install this for 35 curio, will ya? 30. Pardon me. So I'm doing most of this from memory, but I do have my notes up on the laptop, or actually the desktop. So just in case you need them. Okay, so from here we get time stop, which means we can go back to the pyramids and stop the flow of sand that was preventing us from going to the right side of the pyramid. Notice we only have 9 curio right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to change. We are going to have at least as many curio as we had after farming. Check this out. So now we go to Opart. There we go. And assign a few things. Right, we need to trigger it first. There we go. And off we go. I very nearly glitched out of the world right there, did you notice? So now we need grapple and block smash. Gonna grab these curio bags so we're no longer hard on cash. Those are 20 each. Block smash smashes blocks. Now we need the flashlight. And super hop. So as you can see, there's a bit of menuing involved in this game. Which is always fun. And I put parentheses, or quotations around that word, fun. You can lose a lot of frames on these menus since they react instantly to your presses. Anyway, now we need the grapple hook. And this marks the beginning of the platforms that in this game I so hate. If you eat those rotten fruit, by the way, you lose the health.
I was wondering what those things were.
Yeah, they're rotten. They're rotten. There's so many people mad at me for that Rickroll Robbie video I made.
Nah.
It's funny.
Right.
Well, that wastes a little bit of time. It's okay though, because we can keep going. Guess we'll grab that. Oh, that's right. There's a pit right there. Huh.
So I showed up to work last night. Found my coworker watching TV. She was watching the Miss Universe pageant.
Oh, huh. That's curious.
Yeah. So I'm not big into it, but it's just like, eh. I can play Pokemon and do something else at the same time too. Apparently France won, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a first. Not to say that French women aren't beautiful. That was a much more insulting joke towards the whole concept of France never winning in general.
Right.
Anywho.
There we go. I'm gonna need to
But
be
yeah,
better at this menuing stuff.
at least I only cut the tail end of it, and it was, it was an interesting show to say the least, I guess. I mean, I don't know, some of the questions that they were asked, it's just like, some of them I can imagine were trying or difficult. But alternatively, it's just like, some of the times it's just like, why on earth would you ask these people?
Right.
And it's, I don't know, it's just like some of them look like they struggled so very hard to find an answer, while others are just like, oh, well, I'll just, it's like, how do you turn on the lights in the room? It's just, well, let's say that's the level of question that they were asked. It's just like, and then some of them was just like, I feel like it's a terrible idea that so many people don't have light, and I would just do everything I could to make sure that people have light, and whereas some people would just say, I would flip on the light switch.
That was a little fast right there.
Ah, scorpions!
There's a way through these guys. Like that. It's not like I had to do that a lot when I was labbing or anything. Yeah, but these treadmills can be pretty nasty. Or sand flows, I suppose we call them. On the Game Boy Advance SP, I can just fly through this part, but this is not something to which I'm used to working with this SNES pad. I wish I could hook up my Game Boy Advance to the Super Nintendo. That'd be like a dream for me. Oh, wrong button. Man. And the last time I ran this game, I was able to just go through that in one try. Oh well. Things are different. Wrong button again. Damage boost. There is a banana right there, so I can do that like 10 more times. But I don't plan to. Okay. Of course, plans and facts are different at times. By the way, we're about a third through this game so far.
Well, that's... wow.
Yeah. For an RPG, this is actually pretty short, especially if you know what you're doing. Which I do, don't mean to brag, but,
No, you're doing great.
It's true. Also, don't you love how the L button sticks like that?
Just so much.
Listen to that. Woo! Good old third-party controllers. Now we go back to... drumroll... Dusty! Imagine that. Because we found a relic, we need to install it for 35 curio this time. By the way, we have 120 curio, so I think it's pretty safe to say we're set for life. Now we want to install it. There we go. Yeah, those menuing items. You can't skip the dialogue when you have a choice at the end of the dialogue, and if you keep mashing B to skip the dialogue as fast as possible, you might end up hitting no, so you have to be careful. And now it's time to get our O-part stolen by the Black Lotus Society.
No! Ah.
Yoink!
What is this, Legend of Zelda?
What? So now we need to talk to Leona and then Dusty again. No, excuse me, talk to Leona twice. To find out that that was the Black Lotus Society. There we go. When we come back, we're gonna have to talk to Leona and she will flee, thinking that the Black Lotus Society is after her. Excuse me, we need to go to Griffith for this one, aka Captain Falcon. The MVP! Take us up to the Northern Ridge, baby. He won't charge you, because he's an awfully nice fella. This marks the first level where you don't have Opart's assistance. So you have to kind of go through this carefully. These platforms are the bane of my existence.
Why? Because they move so quick?
Because they're not programmed the same way as the ones in Frogger's Adventures are. And they're a lot more finicky. They're just garbage in general. So if I have to retry something a few times in this level, then that's probably why. Now, did you see that glitch right there where I was hopping in the wall for a while? If that happens, and I try to get off that platform at a weird time, then I might just fall right through these trapdoors without getting a chance. So that's something kind of weird that I have to be careful of. There we go. Those pears cure hyper hop, which touching these enemies causes.
So you jump a little too much?
Uncontrollably. Yes. Okay, this is the part that always messes me up, right here. Ah! Sweet! Okay, that makes me happy.
Ugh, I need to catch up on Doctor Who. I hear the 12th Doctor is on his way out.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't even started on the 12th Doctor. So stopping right there does two things. It gives us an extra little boost of health, and it saves our progress through this room.
Mm-hmm.
Which is worth doing. There's a little bit of lag through that room, you might have noticed, because there are just so many guys there. Hyper Hop lets me just kind of chillax for a second right there. No harm, no foul. A little more lag. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
This room is a little bit tricky.
I like Peter Capaldi. I mean, not at first. It took some time to really warm up to him because the guy was, well, they made a point of making him intentionally unlikable at first.
Mm-hmm. Check this out. Ah, messed it up. I also messed up the escape route. So this is what I was talking about. This room kind of sucks. It's mostly because of these platforms. Because the platforms suck. Fortunately, we won't have to deal with anything like this ever again after this room.
I must excuse myself.
Alrighty. Man, the timing must be different. There we go. Alright, made it. Now you have to get out of the room. And we're good. And just heck with these fellas. Haha. Pro strats right there. One more room. Sorry, 2 more rooms. I love these guys because sometimes they fall flat on their faces. Look at that! That is bull. You cannot tell me that these platforms are not bull. Alright. They're extremely difficult to gauge. Okay, this is the last room. Which is pretty nice because it's pretty straightforward. And we're good. We recover O-part and then wonder what's up. So hey, Leona, guess what? The O-part's back. Can't wait to tell this to Leona. And she wants to leave because she thinks the Black Lotus Society is after her. And then this guy, I hate this NPC right here because this is the only time you ever talk to him. And the only time you ever talk to him, he gives you misinformation. He points you toward the pyramids. And there is absolutely no reason to fight this boss, and this is one of the worst bosses in the world. Because it takes so long, it's so tedious. And you get nothing after finishing it. And so that NPC I blame wholeheartedly. He just sucks. Anyway, I'm done raging. You need to make these guys run into these pillars. Or this block. Ah. There are 2 phases to this boss, one for each sphinx. And the reason I'm hopping around right now is because time stop, notice at the top, time stop wears down with a meter, and it takes a while to recharge. And if you hop around, it recharges faster. And now one is gone, so he's going to start stirring up dust storms. So you have to also watch out for those now. Which I did not. Too far away. Ole! And honestly, I always found dust storm levels to be pretty irritating anyway. And I think that's it. If I'm not mistaken, yes. Thank goodness. So we talked to Leona again. Hey, guess what? And she was only at the dig site. But she isn't at the dig site because I already labbed that and she doesn't appear in the dig site. It's so weird. So we have her bracelet now, which we are going to take to Dusty because guess what? It's an O-part relic. Which he can install for a small price of 40 curio. By the end of this, he's going to be charging us 50 and 55 curio. And then for some mysterious reason, he'll give us a free upgrade. So now we have scuba, which means we can go straight from here to Atlantis 2. Because Atlantis 2 is entirely underwater. I'm gonna go ahead and equip it right now. Yeah, by the way, you have to re-equip everything after Dusty gives you back the O part. So this area is gonna have a lot of lag because graphics, although I gotta say they look really good. Sometimes this fish appears, sometimes he doesn't, so it's kind of strange. But it's a lot faster to just damage boost through these guys, instead of trying to wait for them cycles. And this is a very painful run, or level, to speedrun, because you just move so slowly! So we're probably going to see a little bit of action from the 5 heart health increase that I picked up. Yeah, so this is just very long and very boring. Keep forgetting I can boost through these. This is not Frogger's Adventures. And then these guys are just a horrendous thing to have to wait for, so I'm not gonna wait for them. I'm gonna save that banana in case I need it for later. Never mind all of y'all. Boost. I'm gonna save a boost this time. Boost. You know, to my surprise, this isn't the most irritating water level that I've ever played. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this banana now. There we go, and we are good. See, that was a little bit of the extra health in action there, because I would have been chomping my teeth right there if I didn't have that extra heart for safety. And those enemies are random, by the way. You can't predict when they're going to reach out with their little slimy, gooey, icky green hands. And you cannot hop over these, unfortunately. Don't care. Yeah, so just a bunch of doors and switches and stuff you have to hit. And now you find another relic! By the way, that memo about Atlantis, that was the last memo. So we will hardly ever need Leona ever again. So we're going to go to Dusty and install Shield for 45 Curio. What this will do will allow us to reflect projectiles. Hey, Miktar! Nice to see you in chat. And
Miktar.
Guess what? I know it's your birthday today, so I wish to wish you a happy birthday. Now we're going to talk to Leona, and she's going to want us to defeat the monster of Atlantis, which is the boss.
Well, she's not asking much. Hey, I'm back, by the way.
However, this boss is by far the most irritating.
Yeah, I heard something about water level while I was in the other room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't actually the worst water level in and of itself.
I see you got a shield.
Yep, just install it for 45 Curio. Dang it. There we go. So the first 2 hits are basically free, and then it gets smart. So I have to watch out. And this has cost me a lot of time. See that?
Yeah,
And he takes 2 hearts every time he touches you.
He's a boss.
Right. So that's gonna hit him. Dang.
Well, that almost.
So I might actually game over for the first time right here.
Just love the way he moves.
Mm-hmm. I should not have stopped. Right there. So I have to hit him 2 more times without getting hit. Which is a near impossibility. But we're gonna do our damnedest. Got it! I almost never get this guy on the first try, thank God.
You got an anchor.
Yeah. Maybe this is what causing it to be so cranky, says Frogger. Can't wait to tell Leona the good news. But we're not. We're just gonna go straight to Dusty and upgrade our O-part. Since we're out of item slots now on our O-part, this will just upgrade the Mega Claw to a grappling hook, which means we can hitch a ride on various things. And after this, we have another set of people we need to talk to, NPCs around town. If I'm not mistaken. As a matter of fact, if you have a second, could you do me a favor and check the list over there to see if right before Eric's Mansion 1, make sure that I have to talk to these people. If it says Namdev's assistant plus townhouse right or something.
Nope, I'm here too, Miktar.
And family NPC.
Alright, so
Right?
what am I looking for on here?
You're looking for Namdev's assistant plus townhouse right plus family NPC.
Let's see, Dusty Leona, 50 Curio needed, Dusty Leona Blob.
Okay, right after that.
Okay, Townhouse right plus Namdev's assistant, outside family NPC, Griffith, Eric's Mansion 1.
Okay, I got it. Cool, thank you. I thought so, and I did it while you were looking it up, but that's good to check. So now we're gonna go to Eric's Mansion, because we're starting to suspect him of foul play.
Gee, I wonder.
And that's the grappling hook right there. This is also a maze, but it takes a lot less time if you know where to go. Nope.
Money.
And I love how this guy pretends to be he's filthy stinking rich, but he's actually just maybe a third as rich as that pyramid we went through. So we actually won't need any curio either. So I don't know why I tried to get that one. Because from here on out, it's just gonna be us moving and doing stuff because we won't need to spend any more money. All the way to the end of this hallway. Not taking the first door. Let me see. Grapple time. Swag money. And we go to the top door. Now this I did not write down, so if I have a brain freeze or something, then we're gonna be SOL.
Oh no.
Now we need shield. Well, or not. Grab that for safety and take the bottom door.
What's he say? Oh no, it's still the same thing.
More garbage platforming. See, that's what I really don't like about this game. Okay, top one again. Security cameras, which we have the option of boosting through if we want. And an actual speedrun, non-marathon speedrun, that I might go for something a little fancier than that. And right here we can just run through, because this is the last room. Here we go. And now we find this little relic. We don't know if it's a relic or not, because there's the question. So now we go back to Dusty. He's going to install this one for free for some reason. Which is gonna be a little weird. You know how he's been up in the price and hurting for cash, you know. So hey Dusty. What does it do? I can't tell for sure, but I'm sure you'll find out. Alright, we're gonna go back to Leona's house and find that she is not there.
Oh no.
Leona?
For where she go?
Let's ask Dusty. I'm sure he knows. I don't know why he would know, but he progresses the story, so that's where we go. Could it be those nasty Black Lotus Society fellows again? Okay, coming up is a really cool looking cutscene, which we will skip all for about a half second, so if you want to check it out, then look sharp. Here it is. So that gives you a little bit of a backstory. Okay, something's wrong with Opart, which means we can only equip Super Hop and push blocks. You know what that means?
Oh!
Woo! Block! Pushing! Puzzles!
Ah, the greatest game ever!
So suffer with this for 10 minutes for me, please. Thank you. So how's your day been?
I've been asleep for most of it.
That sounds fun. There are actually a couple of ways to do this puzzle, but this one is a little bit safer. Just because you don't ever have to push A. Or whatever you assign the Super Hop to.
Push, push, push.
Simplest puzzle ever right there. So a few more rooms of tutorials, and then we're gonna get our first real puzzle. That's a Jake block right there. You don't need that block at all. I toiled through this 5 times in a row while I was labbing, so I ought to know how to do these. I'm kind of curious as to why no one is coming through and stopping Frogger. Because he's literally holding their stolen property on his back. Okay, puzzle's getting a bit trickier here, right? Too far. There we go.
Push.
It's a riveting gameplay, isn't it?
Oh man, I am just at the edge of my seat.
I know, right? Because you're half conscious and slipping off of it.
Well, yeah, I am falling asleep here.
Alright, well I didn't mean that literally. Guess fair is fair. Yeah, the first time you come across these puzzles, you're like, oh god, what do I do here? But, you know, just takes a little setup, a little know-how. And it's really simple after that. Okay. Well, this is bad. So, not only did I fall down a hole, I took 2 parts of damage. Which is going to be really bad news for taking care of the final boss.
Oh boy.
Which is very tricky. And if you lose, back to the beginning. You do all of this again.
I believe in you.
That's what I meant to do right there. There's no health either, by the way, throughout this whole thing.
Such divisive gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, check that out. Just press them. Press the blocks and they move. I mean, that is the next level stuff right there. There we go. So yeah, like 5 more of these rooms. So I suppose in the VOD you could probably just skip past this, but
yeah, just like, you know, in a YouTube, in a random YouTube video, we would just like comedically fast forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just ran. Okay, I'm sick of this. Skip. It's like, okay, are we moving anywhere? Nope. Nope, still garbage. Skip. Are we there yet? Nope, too far. Rewind. Okay, here we are.
Yeah, we end up at the final boss. Which, by the way, is coming up in 2 levels.
Oh, lovely. I might not even be able to catch that in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what time is it?
It is 9:35.
Oh yeah, we're good. We're gonna be finishing up here in about 15 minutes. not even that. Assuming I don't freaking die. Now I'm curious, if you helped me keep track of the final boss here in this, or actually the boss of this level, does that count as a co-op?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What exactly do I need to keep track of, per se?
It's a cup and ball game, basically.
Not sure what I'm supposed to do exactly.
Just help watch right here. So there's 3 more rooms. Alright, so here we are. Have to watch
Okay.
for that guy.
We just gotta look for the Ninja Master.
Mm-hmm. It starts out really nice and slow, but the 4th and especially the 5th are painful. And of course he gets electrocuted. I love it when he's all the way on the far right because it looks like the hand is examining him. You know what? I forgot to check and see where he was to start.
Oh, he's in the middle right now.
Okay, now on the left side?
Mm-hmm. That's where he was at the start.
Okay, I thought so, but still good to check. There we go. 4th guy.
Middle.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm not paying attention this time around.
Okay. If I just stare at the center of the screen and gloss over, I can keep better track. Last one. This is the one that messes me up. Thank God. Yeah, perfect squirrel run. Even good RNG too. So it turns out these guys are good guys, and they fixed the O part for us because it was malfunctioning due to that bogus relic that Dusty gave us.
I see. Dusty, for why you lied to us.
Mm-hmm. Leona? She's still not there. I wonder if Dusty knows. Where's Dusty? Something's afoot. So now we talk to 2 people. Librarian's assistant and townhouse guy. The eternal MVP. And we're off to Eric's mansion. This is the last level. And this is one of the actually very few that will make use of a lot of different O parts, which will involve some menuing. So there's our grandpa as well as Leona. And Dusty explains that, hey, times are rough, and he pays him well, so now he's working for Eric. I could damage boost through these guys, but I want to play it a little bit safe. It's almost impossible to not get hit by these guys if you don't have time stop equipped. But it is worth saving the time to just boost through them when you have stuff like that right there available to you. I do really like the music in this level. Okay, and we made it through the wilderness, but not quite. Now we need shield. I'm going to assign that to B since I'm used to it. A little late there. A little early, rather. Alright, we can just run through this now. Or not. There's the banana on this level, though, so that's good. We can go back to our standard configuration. Banana! Couple of bananas. Now you have to wait for these platforms to get into sync, like that. And like that. More security cameras. We can boost that, pick that up. Boost through that for the hell of it. And now here I am actually going to use time stop, because the timing's tricky. And now I need that. Oh, my bad, wrong O part. There we go. Just boost through those guys. I'm going to push that, grab that, jump over that one. It's a good thing that you don't die in one hit, because that would be very unfair in these levels. I love how they have these really elaborate robots, but they don't attack you. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna use time stop right here just so I don't have to waste more. I blame the shoulder button that time. A little bit of a leap of faith right there just to save some menuing. And now we need to bust that. And grapple right here. And we're home free pretty much. Here we go. Now we rescue our friends and relatives.
Friend and relative?
Friend and relative, yes. Get a little bit of speech corruption right there, which is a lot of fun. And now we go straight to the dig site. By the way, this is where you would save in a normal playthrough, but we don't save.
Where we're going, we don't need save points.
Here we can mash. I'm gonna go ahead and equip what I need right now. So the pattern here is RGB, RBG. And I'll explain what that means once I get there.
Red, blue, green.
Correct. Don't need to talk to you. And now here's Dusty's new invention, which he will use to try to destroy us at the behest of Eric von Diesel. RGB, right. So I just took a little bit of damage, that was bad. But hopefully it won't matter too much. Stand right there so the cutscene skips a little bit. Okay. R. Hopping off.
It's so nice of him to develop a way that you can fight back against him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can just overload the circuits. There we go, and now we wait. After this is the final boss. And then a short outro.
He actually had quite a bit of time to set all this up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So now he's gonna get reprimanded by Eric Von Diesel. Peter's gonna be all up in his grill.
Oh, you're an animal too.
Very true. And we're
Peter
off.
can complain all they want, but the fact is, animals eat animals.
Mm-hmm. And, by the way, just as there is a good O-part, there's also an evil O-part, which Eric has gotten a hold of.
Well, they're all just tools, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. So we'll try to attack you directly, if you can't get in that way. So you just have to reflect it back at him.
This kind of reminds me of Basil the Great Mouse Detective.
Gets faster each time, oh yeah. And once again, the third phase is hell to go through. Just have to survive for about 15 seconds. Then he'll whip his chair around at you. So I have 4 hearts going into this. It's pretty good. But I could burn through them all if I don't get good luck. Right now I'm doing pretty well in that regard. There he goes. Now look at this madman. You ready?
I'm ready.
That's the boss. And now we mesh, and here's a cutscene we cannot skip if you want to check this out. O-part fuses with its doppelganger.
Yay!
Boing. And you can skip this dialogue right here. O-part, what are you doing? Thank you, Frogger. We need to go! That's that.
Like, okay, I'm out.
Boom! Explosions! Snake! Snake! He says right there, basically. Okay, and got that. And here comes time. As soon as I'll let you know, it's coming up really quickly. And time.
1 hour, 22 minutes, 50 seconds.
Nice. In-game time is a little bit faster because it gauges it differently, but yeah, that's 11:48 in-game time. Hour 22, give or take, on the real time. So, that, my friends, is Frogger's Journey, the Forgotten Relic.